Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Anna. Welcome back to my channel, and we are back for Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 2, P.O. Problems. Now, we're going to start with who I most care about and who I don't. So, we're going to start with Taylor and Chance. This girl's so damn ditzy. Taylor goes to pick up Chance from the jail at about 6 in the morning. And they say he's supposed to be released at 9, and he doesn't end up getting released till 10. While she's in the car waiting for him, she's like, "Oh, I wanna look so good for him when he gets out." And I'm just like, that laugh really annoys me, and I feel like after a while, it's gonna start to annoy him as well. So Taylor ends up telling us that she wants them to be partners when he gets out, and she feels like he's done with prison. And I didn't believe her when she said it the first time, but then when he got out, first of all, handsome dude. He looks really good. I didn't think he was gonna look, good, because he been on drugs, and pills take a hard turn for you as well, because that was his drug of choice. She think he's done with jail, but this man he's been in jail for 8 years for a second-degree robbery when he robbed old girl at the grocery store. And he said he was off Xanax. And he said he's had 7 to 8 felonies throughout his life. And he said his drug of choice is either pills, oxy, Xannies, Molly, and also coke. So in his confessional, he's getting all emotional, talking about, "Oh, Taylor saved my life. I don't know where I would be without her." And he shows her the tattoo of his face that's on his side. And it's a really nice looking tattoo. Somebody did a real good job. So they end up doing this nasty kissing. Ready to get back to the house or back on the road, wherever they're going, so they can go have sex. And that's gonna be some disgusting sex that they about to have. Like, looking at them kiss and him putting his, give me some tongue. I'm just like, this is gross. So as she's trying to start the car up while he kissing on her neck, and probably groping her thigh or grabbing what. The car won't start, so they end up needing a jump, and she thinks that since he's so enthusiastic, because he's laughing and smiling, and even though they need a jump, he's being real optimistic about everything, and she feels like, "Oh, I really believe that he's gonna have the same attitude when we have conflict." And I'm just like, why do you think that? I told you that. I can tell by the way he talked to you while he was in jail that his temperament is not going to be like this when y'all get into it for the first time. Trust and believe. You might be okay the first time, but after a while, because he give abusive tea. Like, he was running your shit from jail. So I absolutely know that it's probably going to be, an abusive relationship, and his temperament is not going to be, "Oh, everything is all good." It's not, all this shit not finna just be rolling off his back. And then towards the end of their scene, he says that Taylor is his addiction. And I'm like, that's a problem. Because you got off pills and drugs only to be addicted to her. And that's not, he has an addictive personality. And that's not going to be good, because he's going to be real possessive. And she got kids. I feel sorry for the kids. So let's jump over to Kayla and Martel. Kayla is also going to pick up Martel from the bus station. And she walk up in her all white. I hated it. The dress was fine. Those shoes, she should have left them at the store. Like, they was big in the back where the heel was. Like, she probably has a larger foot, but I wear a size 8, and some of my shoes don't be that cute. So I know when you go a larger size up in certain shoes, you're just like, no, put them back. It's not giving what you think it's gonna give. That white on white, I just wish she would have chose. I wish she would have kept the gym shoes on, to be quite honest with you, because that would have looked better to me. But I guess she was trying to give sexy for her man, but it wasn't giving for me. Oh wow, she waiting on him to get out. Get off the bus. She talking about, she want a nice wedding. All she wanted a red velvet cake, but her ring is going to be expensive, between $20K, $30K, and $40K. And she knows that he needs to get a career, before he's able to establish all that. And I'm just like, what career do you think that he about to get out from jail for 13 years and get, when he's probably never really had a real job? We are in 2022. When he got locked up 13 years ago, shit has changed. So what do you think? What job you think he about to work that's going to get you a 30K to 40K ring? Like, he's going to go back to selling drugs or whatever he was doing. He don't have no stability for you to even be talking about getting married to him. Like, they be blowing my mind on these shows. It's just like, will y'all wake up? These men have nothing to offer you. She says that she has a secret for him. So when he gets out, they hug and they immediately getting ready to go to the hotel so, they can get it in, because, he ain't got enough 13 years, hopefully, maybe. So, do I have any more notes on there? Yeah. So, he said he got into drugs young. I don't know if he said 12. He had to have said 12. He said between 12 and up to the point he got incarcerated, which was at 24 years old, is when he was into drugs. And he said it's weird because he came from a wealthy family. And I'm just like, oh, so you was out here playing. You was out here playing gangster. Because from my perspective, usually wealthy families, you've been wealthy since, you have knowledge of you being wealthy since you were 12 years old, which leads me to believe that you were not lower class. You were upper middle class, and you probably didn't live in the hood. So you probably wasn't really hood. You just wanted to be out here in these streets because you thought that shit was cool. I don't understand that. Like, y'all like the thrill of selling drugs and possibly not seeing tomorrow? Because I don't get it. Anyway, so come to find out, Miss Kayla's secret is she's had sex about a year and 8 months ago. And she said if he found out that he might be really upset, but he shouldn't be upset because it only made her a better partner for him. Two things. First thing, so if my math serves me correct, she's 33. He's been in jail for 13 years. When they got together, she had to have been like 20, so she was probably a virgin. So you ain't even got to know yourself, ma'am. Well, hopefully you've been, masturbating and all of that shit. But you ain't even had experience. Now, I'm not saying that you should be out here thotting and bopping, Like, it's okay to still be a virgin after 20. Like, that's real commendable. However, for a motherfucker in jail, no. You'd have just had to feel how you felt. And I wouldn't have even said that on national TV that I had already slept with somebody 2 years ago. But they got to bring the juice. But he's going to be upset. And he's damn near that's going to be a reason for him to go out and cheat on you now. Once you tell him that, it's like, oh, bet. He was going to go cheat anyway, probably. But now, he got a reason. You done gave him a reason. You should have kept your mouth shut, Kayla. I ain't mad at you for going to get none. Not mad at you at all. You should have been doing that. He ain't got shit to offer you. 34 damn ring. Let's move on from them. Let's go and slide over to old ass Rick and young ass Raydean. Rick is at a lingerie store going to get underwear for Raydean, when she gets out of jail. And he brought his roommate, Ramona, with him. So, you know, they picking out shit, and she ends up calling. Raydean calls him from jail, and, you know, they end up talking about crotchless panties, and what did he say? He said she's been saying that her head game is amazing, and I'm just like, apparently you can only take 5 items in a halfway house, like 5 pairs of clothing. And I'm just like, I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail for several reasons, but this will be one of the reasons, because I like stuff, and I like my stuff, and I want to be able to have access to my stuff at all times. And you mean to tell me I can only pick 5 things that I like or that I want to bring to the halfway house with me as far as clothing? No. 5 outfits? They would have to be 5 nice outfit, like statement pieces. It don't matter. You in a halfway house. Anyway, so where am I at? Ramona ends up shading the shit out of Raydean, because she says Raydean looks trashy, and she thinks that the living situation would be a disaster. Ramona has revealed to us that she's never lived with a woman before, so she, you know, can imagine they gonna bump heads. And Raydean feels the same way about Ramona, and she like, I need you to anticipate me and her getting into it, because it's probably gonna happen. And he like, well, you know, I don't anticipate that. Like, everything cool over here. Everybody, you know, ready for you to get out of jail. And she like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Like, I said what I said. He ended up spending $733.94 on underwear alone. I don't think he even bought any clothes. I think that was just the lingerie store, if I'm not mistaken. And Ramona said, damn, that's a big chunk of rent, bro. And I'm just like, chunk of rent? How much is y'all rent? And if y'all rent is higher than $700 and something, then he needs to carry his ass down to the Walmart. Why does she need fancy lingerie? She don't need no Victoria's Secret. She don't need no La Perla. She needs Walmart brand. You gonna hit anyway, either way it goes. So what do it matter? So he ends up going to see her parents, Judy and Ray. And the father, Ray, says the age used to bother him, but he's been good to his girl. And I'm just like, yeah, your mind's still on drugs, because he was messing with your daughter. He was 39 and she was 19. Yeah, she was legal, but not in the mind she wasn't. And she's still not, because she's been in and out of jail and on drugs. So she ain't all the way right up here. She not growing in the mind. He ain't growing in the mind, because he been on drugs. Usually people that has been on drugs for a long time will be a little delayed. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend nobody. But it's the truth. Drugs do something to your mind. That just is what it is. Weed do something to your mind. So I know heroin and coke and all of that other stuff do something to your mind as well. The daddy admits that he also used to be on drugs. And he says he's going to spoil the shit out of her when she gets home. And I'm just like, for what? Why does she deserve to be spoiled? For what? What is she been in jail? You lucky that you coming home with somewhere to stay. She's talking about finna spoil. She talking about where she want to go to eat and all this stuff. And I understand that you love your daughter. But at the same time, ain't no luxuries around here. Like, you need to learn that your ass needs to stay out of jail. She's not going to stay out of jail if every time she come back home to no type of punishment. Bitch, you going to be in jail here too for a little while. Until I see that you got your shit together. But you're going to go from one halfway house to my house. And my house is going to be a halfway house. That's how we going to do that. So Rick ends up mentioning that he where am I at? Rick ends up mentioning that Ramona came with him to go get some of Raydean's clothes and stuff, and they like, who in the hell is Ramona? And he like, oh, that's my roommate. And my man in the confessional like, now I knew that he had a roommate, but I didn't know that it was a girl. I'm like, that's not a girl, it's a woman, man. It ain't no girl. But yeah, he has a female roommate, and Dad, you could tell Daddy didn't like that, because he was doing all this to his beard when he was saying it. That could have been an edit, but I don't think Daddy liked that. And after that was said, they went back to saying how they can't wait for her to come home. And then Daddy ended up saying, yeah, she's going to be paroled here. And Ray was like, well, I was under the impression that she was going to be paroled here. That's what she told me. She said, well, she told me she was coming here. So she's going to come here so I can keep an eye on her, because I know the signs. Because she can be swindled, and she can easily swindle your ass into going back to hard drugs, because that's the type of personality that she has. And I'm just like, yeah, Ray, you probably need to let her go on and go back to her mama and daddy in the house, because Ramona liked to smoke weed. And the dad revealed that Raydean had got out of jail, and she went to one of her friend's house, and her and a friend smoked a blunt, and then she went and got on hard drugs and went back to jail. So yeah, he said, if I find out that she been over there, or anybody been over there smoking weed around my daughter, I'm gonna be in your ass. And I believe him. I believe him. I think he'll whoop Rick ass. I do. I ain't gonna lie. So let's jump over to Indy and Harry. This is already a shit show. Like, Harry puts me in the mind so much of my ex. It's ridiculous. And she in for a wild ride. I just want to say that. They in the car on their way back. They honestly not even on their way back to Lydia's house, Harry's sister, because this man talking about he want to go buy the whole halfway house chicken sandwiches. And I'm like, how can you buy anything? You don't have any money. You mean you want Indy to go and buy the halfway house some chicken sandwiches and fries? No, I'll buy you a chicken sandwich and some fries and me and my baby. I'm not finna feed the whole halfway house. I'm sorry. When you get a job and you earn some money, then you can take your money down there and buy them something to eat. You got this girl out here. She herself out here. But you inconveniencing her even more. She don't got no money for this foolishness. Mind you, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And they riding around in the car talking nasty. You know, Harry in his confessional talking shit about, you know, how his family wasn't there for him, and how the guys in the halfway house is his real family. Like, he just being real rebellious because he's still 17 in mind. Whatever age he got locked up when he got locked up is the age that he came out as. He's 17 in his mind. His whole demeanor, the way he talk, the way he act, like, is giving teenager. And Indy, you finna be 30 years old. You basically just got you a son. So, you know, the mom and the sisters are back at home cooking, and as time goes on, Lydia end up calling the phone like, where the fuck is y'all at? Like, this is disrespectful. We done cooked all of this food for you. Like, why are you not home? Like, I'm not finna be dealing with this. And he just being real flip with her as if he got somewhere else to go. Because if that, nigga, that's where you parole. You don't have anywhere else to be. So you need to, like, tread lightly. So, Indy dumbass is in her confessional talking about, all this that's going on, I think it's a bad sign, and I think it's only going to get worse. And I'm just like, and yet, here we are. You're still here. You realize all of this, and you're not trying to make your way back to Ohio. You finna deal with it, because you want to be with Harry. And Harry has nothing to offer you either. So when they get to the house, Lydia goes in her room and she going off like, you so disrespectful. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, you worried about getting chicken sandwiches for your friends and we cooked for you. And friends is the reason you were in jail, and family is the reason that you got a home to come to. And he just outside drinking out the bottle of Remy and just being fucking ungrateful. This motherfucker talking about, wasn't nobody there from the beginning. And I'm just like, what is the beginning? You trying to make fetch happen? It's not gonna happen. Let me see. It was a mess. Indy comes outside while he drinking and want to talk some sense into him. But he ain't trying to hear that shit. He like, I'm just finna leave because I don't have time for this shit. Immature, because you parole here and you know full and well that you could get in trouble if you're not here if your parole officer decide to pop up. So they took Indy's baby at 4 o'clock in the morning to go get a hotel room. They drive to the hotel and Indy breaks down in the car. And Harry like, you're not ready for this, but I want you to be ready for this. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And Indy, you stupid as hell for putting up with this foolishness. Because this is he finna put you through the ringer. Like he finna have your life and your baby life up in the air. Send that baby back down there to Ohio with your mama. Not Ohio, wherever you from. Send your baby back. Because she don't need to be with you. Because this man would just uproot you at something in the morning. Because he got an attitude about somebody trying to tell him something right. He got a problem with authority. He don't want to be told what to do. So he's being rebellious and talking about he could do what he want to do. But you can't do what you want to do because you're on parole for the next 15 years. When he said that, let's get there. The next day, after they spend the night in a hotel, they talk about how they had sex in the little ass bathroom, and they had to, work around Nicole because, they didn't want to have, Nicole around them while they was having sex. And the sister ends up calling. And sis say, your parole officer called me. I didn't cover for you. I told him your ass was gone, so you need to call him. So the PO said, if you don't get your ass back to your sister house and stop laying up with that pen pal of yours, you're going to be your ass back at the halfway house. And to make sure that you're going to be where you're paroled, I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you. And he just like, oh. I'm just like, see, childish. You're a kid. Because what grown man reacts that way? Like, it was just his body language was giving teenager. Like I said. So yeah, he's getting an ankle monitor. And like I said, he told Indy, Indy gets off the phone with the parole officer. And Indy like, why would he call me your pen pal? I ain't your pen pal. We're engaged. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not engaged. And then she says, and why he's saying it like you're not supposed to be around me? Like, why is he insinuating that? And he's not insinuating that. That's what he's saying. She like, he can't say that. He said, yes, he can. He can say whatever he wants to say to me for the next 15 years. What don't you understand about that? And I'm like, nigga, why the fuck you ain't explained that to her before she brought her ass down here? Because clearly she didn't know that. You see how he just finna just have your shit up in the air? Because you had no idea that he wasn't even supposed to be messing with you, did you, Indy? I'm sure you didn't. Goofball. Child, so let's skip over to Kevin, Tiffany, and Kayla. At this point, it's just Kevin and Kayla. Because we ain't heard from Tiffany. It's been the Kayla show for the past 2 episodes. So Kevin is apparently having this guy's night out with this underwhelming looking group of friends, and one of his friends is also given racially ambiguous. Like, I couldn't tell if he was white or black until he opened his mouth, and it's just like, oh, you a white boy trying to give black, and it's because the face, the aesthetic didn't match the voice. I'm just like, I'm so tired of y'all with that. But okay. His friends are worried about Tiffany getting out and not doing the right thing by him, and they're also worried about what he gonna end up doing with Kayla, because everybody know Kayla crazy. That's all they saying. Bitch is nuts. She pop up everywhere. I don't know what she got going on, but she got a couple screws loose, and she popped up. But that's because his dumb ass, he tried to blame it on the friends. He tried to blame it on her friends that bartend there. And they quite possibly could have told, but you also posted it on Instagram. So you know, you want her to know where you be at. Because why would you post your location? Like, you couldn't post it after you left from there. You be wanting her to know. Because you like this. Clearly, you like this. He liked the attention from these women like this. Trust and believe. He really don't want to get rid of Kayla as bad as he's claiming. So, like I said, she pops up, and he's trying to break up with her again. Kayla tells us that they had sex on Sunday, and they have sex every Sunday. They do a Netflix and chill, and they fuck. And it's just like, oh, so that's why she acting like that. It's not the fact that just because she's crazy, because don't get me wrong, she's absolutely a nutcase. But you're giving her a reason to be. Because you fuck this girl every week and lay up with her. And you think that she not going to act crazy when the next couple of days you talking about, I don't want to be with you no more. Stop. Yes, you do. Stop playing with me. See, I got a little crazy in me too. You're not going to do me like that. That's why I can't fool up with people that's going to take me out of my character. Because I'll probably be Kayla. Not as bad as her. I wouldn't be out here like keying cars and, you know, popping up places. But I'm absolutely cussing your ass out every time I get a chance to. Because you're not going to fuck me and then play with me. You're not. Because I know he up there gaslighting and pillow talking her. Because she said she been going through this with this man for 6 years. He been playing with you back and forth. But at the same time, it's also up to us not to let them play with you. Stop messing with him. And he couldn't play with you. Like, you could find somebody better, because she is a very pretty girl. She's just a little crazy, but you don't have to be, because you can find somebody that won't do what he's doing to get that type of reaction out of you. You gotta learn to let that go. I don't know what kind of demon dick he giving you, but you need to let it go, baby. Like, ain't no dick that good in the world. Sorry. Like, you might think that it's all that, but once you find somebody that actually cater to your needs and your feelings, the sex will be better anyway. So, get rid of his ass. Stop messing with him. Because at this point, you're doing it to yourself. You got people out here in the streets thinking that you crazy. When most of it is, I think it's 50-50. I think she half really crazy, and half he's doing shit to make her act like that. And then when he get on this camera, he want to pretend like, oh, it ain't really that, and it is. Because I bet you fucked her the following Sunday, and she let you. Where am I at in my notes? Oh, he also says that Kayla doesn't know about Tiffany, and he wants to keep it that way. And I'm like, how long do you think you're gonna be able to keep that under wraps? Because as soon as she find out, she gonna send it up, and Tiffany gonna find her ass back in jail because Kayla don't give a fuck. Kayla don't care. Somebody gonna end up hurt. And I don't know who it's gonna be. But come back next week so we can find out. Y'all have a good night. This has been Love After Lockup Season 4, Episode 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.